Welcome in the video number 3 on the topic Introduction to Analytical Chemistry. In this video we are going to discuss the first point, that is accuracy, second precision, and third one is absolute and relative errors. So let us begin with one by one. The first point is accuracy. So when we carry out analysis of a sample or solution, accuracy in the results is very important. So what is this accuracy? So let us see its definition: degree of agreement between a measured value and true value. Degree of agreement between a measured value and true value. Now what is meant by true value? True value means standard value or the literature value, and measured values means in particular experiment whatever measurements we do, whatever readings we take, these values are considered as measured values. Now let us see the true value of particular sample is 10, and we have analyzed that sample, and after analysis we have obtained the measured values like 9.8, 9.9 and 10.1. So actually the true value is 10 and the measured values are 9.8, 9.9 and 10.1. So these values, these measured values are near to the true value. Therefore we can say that 9.8, 9.9 and 10.1, these measured values are near to the true values. So we can consider there is an accuracy in the measurement. It is the nearness of measurement to the true value. So 9.8 is near to 10, which is a true value. 9.9 again it is near, very near to the true value 10, and 10.1 it is just differing by 0.1 from the true value. So this is the nearness to the true value. Accuracy is the departure of the measurement from the true value. To what extent the measured values differs from the true value. So that is the departure of the measurements of the measured values from the true values. True value. True values can be approached but not attained. So after carrying out the analysis of the given sample, we can reach towards the true value, but true value cannot be attained. So what is the reason behind this? True value is considered as the value at ideal conditions. So we have to maintain all those ideal conditions, then only the it is possible to approach the true value, but maintaining all these ideal conditions is not possible. Therefore we can say true values can be approached, which we can reach to the towards the true values, but it cannot be attained. The accurate results are those produced correctly by the skilled scientists using best quality sources. So how these accurate results or accurate measurements are produced or generated? So for that, these readings or these measurements are taken by skilled scientists and using pure solutions, then quality instruments and quality sources, so that we can get the measured values near to the true values. Accuracy expresses the correctness of the measurement. So correctness, whether the readings that we obtained are correct or not, that can be expressed by the accuracy, and accuracy is nothing but the measurement near to the true values. Now let us see the next term, that is called as precision. So this is precision. Now what is precision? It is the degree of agreement between it and other values obtained under similar conditions. Suppose we are carrying out particular experiment, titration of acid and base. So acid is taken into the conical flask and base is taken into the burette, and we are carrying out titration readings. So total we have carried out 3 titration readings, and out of these 3 titration readings, suppose the first reading is 10.1, second is 10.2, and again third is 10.1. So there is a precision in the measurement or taking the readings, because 10.1 reading is obtained for 2 times. So there is precision. So precisely we are taking the readings, so we got the 2 readings 10.1. So this is called as precision. It is used to describe reproducibility of the results. So what is meant by reproducibility? So suppose first reading is 10.1. After taking 10 readings, if the readings we obtain are 10.1, then that is called as reproducibility of the measurement. So precision is the measure of reproducibility. Accuracy without precision is obviously impossible, but precision does not imply accuracy by any means. So what is the meaning of this? So let's divide this sentence into 2 parts. Accuracy without precision is obviously impossible. If we want to get accurate reading, if we want to get the reading near to the accurate value or true value, we have to take the care of precision. We have to take the readings precisely. So precision will give you the accuracy in the measurement, but precision does not, the second part of this sentence, precision does not imply accuracy by any means. So what is the meaning of this? So let us consider the example. The true value in particular analysis is 10, and we have carried out the experiment, and the readings obtained to us are 10.1, 10.2, 10.3. So here precision, we are not here, the readings are very there is variation in the readings, 10.1, 10.2, 10.3. So no 2 readings are similar, therefore precision is not there. So precision does not imply accuracy. Actually the true value is 10, but the readings are 10.1, 10.2 and 10.3. There is no precision in these readings. Suppose if we perform the another experiment, and the true value for that experiment or for that sample is 10, and we got the readings 10.5, 10.5 and 10.5. 10.5, this reading is obtained for 3 times. So we can say that there is precision, but what is the true value? True value is 10. So and the obtained measured value is found to be 10.5. So we have followed, or precision is observed in this analysis, but accuracy is, there is no accuracy in this analysis, because the measured value or the obtained reading is 0.5 away from the true value. So that is the meaning of this. We can if we take the precision, but the precision does not lead to the accuracy. As the difference between the repetitive measurements increases, precision decreases. As the difference between the repetitive measurements increases, precision decreases. What is the meaning of this? Suppose the analysis of sample is carried out and the readings are 10, 10.1, 10.2, 10.3. If you look at the series of readings, there is a difference or the difference in the readings, and this difference is increases from 0.1 to 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. So in such a case, precision decreases. Now let us see the accuracy and precision example, that is the analogical example, to understand what is accuracy and what is precision. So imagine a football player shooting at the goal. Now let's consider the 4 cases. The first case, if the player shoots into the goal, he is said to be accurate. The aim of any football player is to shoot the ball in the goal of opponent. So if the player shoots the ball into the goal, he is said to be accurate one. Now let us consider this second case. A football player who keeps striking the same goal post is precise but not accurate. Therefore, a football player can be accurate without being precise if he hits the ball all over the place but still scores. Now, what is the meaning of this? In first case, the football player is shooting the ball in the goal, therefore he will be considered as accurate. The second case, a football player who keeps striking the same goal post is precise. He is striking the ball in the same goal post. Is precise but not accurate. So precise in sense, the area of goal post is more, but the football player is not shooting the ball at particular point, therefore he is not accurate. In first attempt, if he shoots the ball in the left corner of the goal post, in second attempt he can shoot the ball at the right corner of the goal post. He is precise to shoot the ball in the goal post, but he is not considered as accurate because in first attempt he is shooting the ball in left corner, in the second attempt he is shooting the ball at right corner of the goal post. Therefore, a football player can be accurate without being precise if he hits the ball all over the place but still scores. Now such football player will be considered as accurate because he is scoring the goal, but he is not precise, means he is not accurate. Now third case, a precise player will hit the ball to the same spot repeatedly, irrespective of whether he scores or not. Who will be considered as a precise player? The player who is consistently shooting the ball at the same point, he will be considered as a precise player. But the ultimate aim of any football player is to convert that shoot into the goal. if goalkeeper is there at the point where the player is shooting repeatedly, then he will catch the ball and there will not be any goal. So the player who is shooting at a particular point or at the same point will be considered as precise, but it is not sure that shoot will get converted into the goal. Now the fourth case, a precise and accurate football player will not only aim at a single spot but also score the goal. So what is who will be considered as precise and accurate player? So the player who looks at the position of the goalkeeper and accordingly he when he shoots at the blank space of the goal, then he will be considered as precise and accurate. Now let's understand again the same point by considering these four figures. Now this is the figure. So in these figures there is pink circle in a pink inner circle where this is called as bull's eye. So we have to shoot at in the pink circle. Now the first case, no precision, no accuracy. When there is no precision and no accuracy, the it will shoot at a different position, this position, this position, this position. So this is aimless shooting. The second, accuracy without precision. Accuracy without precision. So accuracy without precision. The shooting is occurring around the pink circle, but it is not consistent, it is not at the same point. Therefore there is accuracy but precision is not there. Now the third case, precision without accuracy. So here precision is there. This spot, the three spots are placed at the same point, but our aim is to shoot at this in this pink circle. So there is precision as far as all these 3 points are shooted at the same point, but accuracy is lacking here, because if these 3 points will get shooted in the pink circle, then we will consider as precision and accuracy also. So that situation is observed in this case. All the 3 arrows have been shooted in the pink circle at the same point, therefore there is accuracy and precision also. Now let us see the methods of expressing accuracy. So accuracy can be expressed by 2 methods. The first one is absolute method and second one is comparative method. So this is the first absolute method and this one is comparative method. So what is absolute method? Difference between the mean of number of results and the true result in the absence of foreign material. So whenever we carry out analysis, there should not be any foreign material enter in the solution or in that experiment. So that care we have to take. Now what is absolute method? Difference between the mean of number of results and the true result. So true result or true value, which is the standard value or literature value. Suppose the true value is 10 and after analysis we got the results 9.8, 9.9 and 9.7. Now if we find out the mean of these 3, 9.7, 9.8 and 9.9. So 9.8 will be the mean of these results, and the difference between this 9 true value, that is 10, and 9.8 is nothing but the absolute method. So point 2 is the difference between true value and the mean of the measured values. So this method is called as absolute method. The second method is comparative method. Now what is comparative method? In chemistry, we as you know, the samples can be analyzed by different methods. There are different methods available for its analysis. For example, volumetric method, gravimetric method, instrumental method, spectroscopic methods. All these methods, by all these methods we can carry out the analysis. So out of different methods, if at least two methods should give the results which are in agreement with each other, and these are near to the true value. So what is comparative method? Out of different methods, at least two methods, the result of which are in agreement are accepted, and their results are considered as accurate results. So for example, suppose a sample is analyzed by a volumetric method and by different methods. Out of these different methods, the volumetric method has given the reading 10.2, and by gravimetric method again the result is 10.2. So these two methods will be considered as the results of these two methods will be considered as the accurate results. So this is called as comparative method. Now the next point is absolute and relative errors. So what is meant by absolute error? Difference between measured value and true value is called as absolute error. Now let's see the example. True value is 10. Suppose the true value of particular sample is 10, and measured values, here measured values are given. Measured values are 9.8, 9.9 and 10.1. So what is the difference between measured value and true value? Now when we take the difference between measured values and true value, the difference comes to be 0.2, 0.1, 0.1, means 10 minus 9.2, that comes to be 0.2. 10 minus 9.1, it comes to be 0.1, and 10 minus 10.1, it comes to be 0.1, irrespective of sign, negative sign. So that is the difference. So this difference is nothing but the absolute error. It is the measure of accuracy. Least is the absolute error, more correct or more will be the accuracy. So it can be positive or negative. Absolute error can be positive or negative. Now here the true value is 10, the first reading is 9.2, the difference is 0.2, which is a positive absolute error. The true value is 10, the reading measured value is 10.1, the difference will be minus 0.1, and this is called as absolute error. So the absolute error may be positive or negative. Now the relative error. What is this relative error? Absolute error divided by true value. So absolute error, whatever is the absolute error, divided by true value, that gives the relative error. So for first, the true value is 10, the first measured value is 9.8, the difference is 0.2. So absolute error is 0.2 divided by true value 10, and here the relative error is 0.02. Now absolute difference and relative difference. Let true value is 5.2 and measured value is 4.1. Absolute difference will be 5.2 minus 4.1. Here there is misunderstanding is there. So it should be 5.2 minus 4.1, and that comes to be 1. The result is 1, and the relative difference will be 1. Relative difference, this is absolute difference. 5.2 minus 4.1, that comes to be 1.1. 1.1 will be the difference, and the relative difference is calculated by this 1.1 divided by this 5.2 and into 1000, that comes in parts per thousand. Or if we consider here this 5 and this is 4, then all these calculations will be correct one. 5 minus 4, that comes to be 1, and this 1 divided by this true value, that is 5 into 1000, this comes to be 200 parts per thousand. In short, it is called as PPT. Thank you very much.